Welcome back to another episode of the Tacho Show. I am your host, Tacho, and we're back here in another 8th raid season to show off another defense. So, obviously, the number one concern right now is figuring out what you're going to do against Legendary Elise, a very problematic unit that is going to be a headache for basically any defense. But I tried my very best to come up with something that could at least keep her at bay for a little bit, and I think I came up with something that should work okay. It has a lot of weaknesses, though, but, I mean, what are you supposed to do, really? Elise, with her style, is able to inflict mid-turn undefended. She also isolates the target that she hits, which can ruin any shenanigans you're doing with assist skills, like if you've got either Micaiah Ring or the Byleth Ring on one of your units to allow them to use their assist and get extra actions. That's not going to work if they get isolated. She also sets up haze tiles, which can mean that Camilla has free reign to just warp in and annihilate your units. Whereas before that, the Corrin Ring and Corrin herself and a couple of other stone tile units like Vanitas were able to at least give you protection from an early Camilla. That's not going to work anymore either now with Elise on the team. So it's a real headache, man, trying to figure out what we're supposed to do about this unit. And it really makes me wish that they would go ahead and update the duo's hindrance structure over here and just allow it to not only turn off duo buttons, but also turn off style buttons as well if you've got a unit on your team that has a style. I think that would be a good way to handle not only Elise, but a lot of problem units that are also running around right now. But this is the defense that I came up with here. You'll notice that it's kind of old school. We're going back to a 6-lane cav line here. We have the Harmonic Lyn, who's able to hit 3 spaces away with her style. And then, of course, we've got Emblem Lyn, who can hit 6 spaces away with her style. So what that means is we cover the entire bottom row, and that means there's no real safe places for the opponent to hide. The safe defense can only be in 2 spots where it would actually protect your team, and those are slots 3 and 4, and I've got a catapult in slot 3. So basically, unless you've got a slot 4 safe defense here, we're going in on turn 1. And hopefully we've got enough blockade here to prevent you from just Elise sweeping the whole team. We also have here the 2 Satyr units. I would have ran the Winter Satyr over the Duo Satyr if I had her. I think that unit's just better. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. The only real reason we've got Satyrs on this team are to end actions. And we've got 2 walls set up right here. And then, essentially, the units in these 2 slots over here are going to get their actions ended by the Satyrs. So, it does make it a little bit hard to player phase this on turn 1. Especially when you consider we can initiate on turn 1 on the enemy if they're not prepared to deal with us here. So we'll go ahead and quickly take a look at some defense replays and see how we did, which is actually pretty good. Considering it's Chaos Season where the opponents can use whatever they want on offense. We only took 1 loss here. And if this wasn't Chaos Season, if this was a regular season, I actually do have a way that we would have been able to beat this too. So, yeah, looking pretty good here. Let's start over here at the bottom. Okay, so this guy's got Emblem Sigurd. He's got Chosen Alphonse. He's got Reeve for some reason. I mean, Reeve is a smart unit to build. I just don't know if I'd run him for 8th Raid's offense. Then we have New Year Valley, and then we have the Brave Dimitri there. Not even running the safety fence either. Okay, so this guy seems a little bit more casual with it, which is fine, I guess. Maybe not so much for our replays here. But we are trying to get the most toughest competition we can when we're showing off these defense replays. All right, so I don't know why he just balled his units up right there and completely gave 0 fucks about my offense. All right, that's got to feel pretty bad, too, there. The Brave Dimitri just getting rocked in the face by our Harmonic Lyn. Completely unmerged Harmonic Lyn, just destroying that very invested Brave Dimitri. I'd feel pretty bad if I was this guy and that happened to me. But that is the nature of this game, man. There's really no point in building units, honestly. It's just summon whatever the hot new unit is, and then once they fall off, then just summon the next one and keep it moving. You really can't spend time building your favorites if you plan to play competitively. Because, like, look at this. This is just about as good of a build as you can give this guy. And he's at plus 10 and everything, and here is my unmerged unit with base kit, basically. And we just turned him inside out. So, yeah. Okay, moving on. Here's the next replay. So this guy also has Emblem Sigurd. We've got double Shirenas here. We got the Entwined one as well as the Brave one. And we have Mythic Needhawk, or Mythic Restfelger. Pretty fun unit. And then we got Brave Balder as well. Okay, again, no safety fence, which is awkward. And there's no way for him to get at our units here. So, yeah, just open fire with the shooting gallery, I guess. Lyn goes first. Emblem Lyn gets a KO. And Satyr goes in. I love the refine on this Satyr, by the way. They just gave her a boatload of true damage for no reason. It's like, sure, I'll take it. Considering the main goal of her is just to end actions anyway, the fact that she can get some one-shots in there in combat is nice. Okay, so here's the next one. So again, we have Mythic Restfelger. This time we've got a Fallen Dimitri. Okay, then we got Emblem Lyn. We've got the Mythic Uller, and then Emblem Sigurd again. He's been pretty popular. 3 out of 3 teams have had him. So what is this guy up to? I'm guessing he's going to try to undefend us with Dimitri and then snipe with Lyn. Now, we are sort of prepared for that. I have Rhea here with physical save to pretty much protect the 2 Lyns. It doesn't matter if Rhea actually survives the attack. All I need her to do is save the 2 Lyns so that they don't get sniped right away, and we still have our 6th lane of attack even after turn 1. So, yeah, undefended, definitely not good. We lost the unit there. He should have targeted one of the Lyns, though. I don't know why he targeted the unit we had over there. Would have made more sense just to give him more leeway in space. But by not doing that, now we're just free to attack all of his units. Yeah, so not going to look too good for our boy here. Also, I have Byleth Ring on Satyr, so she can reactivate Lyn's action. It's pretty funny, the combo that I came up with these two here. So, Lyn has the Sigurd Ring, and she's going to snipe right away with her style, and then she's going to Canto downwards. And then Satyr will swap in and reactivate her action with the Byleth Ring. And then Lyn, with 3 movement with the Sigurd Ring, is just going to move in and attack somebody else. So, it's very easy for this Lyn to actually get 2 KOs here. Okay, so his Lyn takes out my Lyn, which is fine. Alright, then our Lyn takes out his Uller. And then we get an extra action there with Satyr with the Byleth Ring, and then we snipe with the Lyn Ring with the other Satyr. Alright, that guy got beaten to a pulp. Alright, so we are over here now. Okay, so this guy, we've got Emblem Byleth. Again, Mythic Restfelger. We got New Year Valley. We've got Emblem Edelgard. And then we've got New Year Balder there. Interesting. Okay. You know, I'm surprised we haven't seen a single legendary Elise yet. I would have thought she'd be, like, the #1 most common thing. I guess it's just because she recently came out and not a lot of people have her yet. I'm sure that's going to change after we get the Hero Rises banner where she's actually on it. But up until that point, it doesn't seem like everyone's got her just yet. All right, again, we get some double action KOs there with our Emblem Lyn shenanigans. All right, he's getting zoned out really bad. It's pretty easy to zone people out with this map with the strategy we're using here. Unless they have firm Canto Curb and they can actually negate our end turn actions. It's not very common to see that on offense teams, but at this point, I would recommend running it. Because, like, running multiple satyrs seems like one of the only things you can do to prevent Elise teams. Because if they're running Elise, they're probably running some kind of hyper offense. And if you're just ending their actions and giving them less leeway to move around, that's like really the only thing I can see you being able to do. Okay, so Valley, just annoying, lives forever. But not if we attack her twice, and we actually get to do that here. So, alright, bye-bye, Valley. Okay, so who's next? Okay, we got Emo up next. Sure. Oh, Summer Sylvain, okay. Very rare unit to see. Alright, then we have the Summer Celica. We have the Harmonic Ike. We got T. Felix, and then Chosen Alphonse. Alright, interesting team. He does have a fence, but we are going to snipe it with our catapult there. Yeah, so under normal circumstances, he would have been safe by just waiting, but we do snipe the fence. So now we're free to just go ham on this guy. Yeah, we get the dreaded Lyn and Satyr combo to go off. We caught basically everybody. After this point, everybody got caught by that. So prepare to see more of that happening. It's pretty nice to actually get a unit that can do so many things now. Like having the Byleth ring on a unit like Satyr. She can end actions, she can dance an ally, and then she can also possibly nuke somebody after her remix. And she's debuffing because she has Shackle now. So, a very good roll compression unit for Aetheryde's defense at the moment. Alright, we come up to the loss now, so let's take a look at what happened here. So, this guy, I mean, this is pretty much the problem. So, this defense is pretty solid, I think, at least against player phasers. No one was actually able to player phase us, which I think is good, and even in testing, I found it really difficult to player phase this myself. However, you can bait it pretty easily with any solid far saver, like Burger King, for example, because he's going to be able to tank Emblem Lyn and the Harmonic Lyn pretty fine. There are other options you can run. You don't necessarily have to run these two. I just ran them because that's what I had. But there's other units that can hit from 6 spaces away that you could try. Like, for example, the new Harmonic Celica that we just got, she hits from 6. Brave Byleth hits from 6. There's a couple of units that can move 4 spaces and hit from 2 away. Like, for example, Mythic Lyn, if you give her the Sigurd Ring. Or just giving her support, the range style support, to other allies would also allow them to hit from 2 spaces away. So that could potentially let you hit the whole bottom there. But yeah, I just ran the 2 Lyns because that's what I had, and that's what I felt like running. So this guy's got Byleth. He's got the Emblem Lyn. We got Burger King. We got Legendary Elise. And then we have Camilla. Surprisingly, Elise was not the problem here. It was actually Burger King because our offensive units are not really built to deal with him. Now, what I could have did, instead of running Rhea with physical save, I could have ran Lay Radar with physical save. Because that would have gave us even more roll compression where we have a save unit and then we're also inflicting a sign decoy on the enemies. So they're not going to be able to use saves as easily. And I think I actually should have did that. The problem, though, is I don't have another copy of physical save to fodder. Like, the only one that I had, I gave to Rhea. And it makes sense why I do that, of course, because she is pretty much the best aging save unit that we've got at the moment. So it made sense, but in hindsight, it didn't matter if our save unit was solid enough and able to survive attacks or anything. We literally just needed them to protect the 2 Lyns. So Lay Radar, even if he died when he triggered save, doesn't matter as long as he protected Lyns and hits the enemies with a sign decoy, we're Gucci. Alright, yeah, at this point, I mean, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. He's just going to get the pots and murder our Satyr here. Do we need to keep watching this? I mean, it feels like it's a waste of time. But I guess I will show the full replay for this. All right, so there's one pot. Really taking his time here. Okay, at least gets the other pot, and then... Oh, he totally could have gotten the kill there on that turn. Yeah, I mean, if he was playing super optimally, but it is what it is. Okay, we got another one over here. So, again, Emblem Sigurd, Chosen Alphonse, Emblem Byleth, Emblem Lyn, Emblem Edelgard, just all the emblems. We get 2 actions ended right there, which is cool. He's got the safety fence in slot 2, but it doesn't actually save him because we hit all 6 lanes. So as long as he's got a unit in any of the lanes that we're going to hit, which is all of them, he's not going to be able to hide. Okay, so he does swing into my Rhea for some reason, even though he's not able to beat her. Interesting choice. Okay, we snipe Byleth there with our Emblem Lyn. And then we snipe his Edelgard with the other Lyn. Then we reactivate Lyn's action with Satyr, and then she goes in on Alphonse, but she's not able to beat him. Yeah, that would have been something, actually, if she was able to beat him there. But, nah, Lyn ain't really built for that. She's more so just going to get sneaky KOs. All right, here's another one against Ku. Majin Ku, if you guys watched Daima. Man, Daima was a little unsatisfying, to be honest. It started off pretty good. I was actually very excited because the first episode... Like, the way they remade Dragon Ball Z for that first episode in HD... Like, seeing the old shots from the Buu Saga in HD looked really good. And it kind of makes me wish they would just actually remake Dragon Ball Z from the ground up again in, like, modern graphics. But... yeah, Daima just didn't really amount to much towards the end. It ended pretty okay. I'm glad it had Super Saiyan 4 coming back and, like, all that stuff. But it starts good and it ends good, but the middle is just a complete nothing burger, unfortunately. Okay, a little bit of a tangent there. We got Brave Felix, Burger King, Legendary Elise, Emblem Lyn, and then Emblem Byleth. So this guy, he has Burger King, but he still lost somehow. He's got Far Save on him. I wonder what happened here. Okay, Elise goes first against Rhea. And then changes some tiles. And then she hits undefended, so Emblem Lyn can attack. But Emblem Lyn fails to KO Harmonic Lyn. That's not supposed to happen. Okay, yeah, he's running the Wind Sweep build. I don't know why you would run that now. Just give her Fatal Smoke and then keep... Well, she came with Speed Taker. You could probably give her Execution Breath or something like that now. And instead of Null Follow-Up, what would we give her? Some more DPS, like... I don't know, Attack Speed Finish, probably. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why she should have failed to KO Lyn there, but he did. So we're able to get a KO. Oh, actually, we didn't. Wow. Lyn unable to beat Emblem Byleth. That's a surprise. Okay, so Satyr reactivates Hoder's action, and then Hoder goes in on Burger King. And she ends up beating him there. So, yeah, okay, that actually worked out. Yeah, having the Byleth ring on Satyr has really... made this team a little more dangerous, right? Just getting that dance off has gotten us so many KOs here. Okay, Felix versus Hoder. Can't beat her. Attacks again. Still can't beat her. Wow. Now, she had Miracle there from Rhea, which is why she lived the second attack, but him not being able to beat her on the first combat, that's pretty crazy. My, how brave Felix has fallen. Remember when that guy came out and he was just like the most annoying unit in the world? Not anymore. All right, here's the next one, Ekura, a.k.a. Kirin in Japanese. So we got Duo Freya this time. We have Emblem Lyn, Emblem Byleth, Legendary Elise, and then also Chosen Alphonse. So we end Freya's action and Violet's action here. Okay. Okay, now that's a better Lyn build right there than the Windsweep build we saw earlier. Okay. So Elise goes in on Rhea, resets some tiles, and then also hits us with Undefended. All right, then his Lyn should be able to snipe our Lyn there. Yep. But as we've already seen, we can still dance Hoder with our Satyr here. Okay, Harmonic Lyn goes in on Alphonse but can't get the KO. And then we dance our Hoder, and then she should be able to KO something here. Yeah, she goes after Emblem Byleth. She probably could have beat Emblem Lyn too there. Alright, and this guy's taking a KO, so he's just going to surrender on the spot. And then our final replay. Let's go ahead and take a look. So this guy's got Elm, Alphador, Emblem Lyn, Mythic Hresvelger, and then Legendary Sakura. I really don't like Sakura on offense anymore. I'm going to tell you the truth. She really doesn't do anything. Having Salvage, I guess it's cool, but with the amount of bonus actions our units have now, it's just a moot point. Like, we don't really need to Kanto away anymore. As soon as we start initiating combat, we're just going to beat the enemies to death. Just keep attacking on all their units until they're all knocked out. Yeah, so doesn't look like anything too crazy going on here with builds. So what is this guy going to go for here? So he takes out Rhea, which is fine. As long as the Lyns survive, that's all that matters. And it looks like he's unable to hide because just the amount of reach that our units have is ridiculous here. All right, so our Lyn takes out his Lyn. And then, okay, Hoder goes in. We get the dance off, and then Hoder goes in on Sakura, gets the KO there. Okay. All right, he's probably going to surrender now too, right? Yeah, there would be no point in continuing this. All right, yeah, there you go. So GG, Sir Miles. And that's basically what I did for this season. I mean, we didn't lose to Elise, which at least I feel at least a little accomplished about that much. But it's going to be more interesting in Light and Anima season, seeing how things work out there. Because obviously Chaos season being a free-for-all isn't exactly perfect. I can certainly make some updates to this defense. We could just straight up slap Lay Radar on this defense in Anima season, and it doesn't really change anything, right? Like, we could just put him in one of the corners, and all he has to do is set up Undefended. Well, not Undefended, but Assign Decoy, and that's all we need him to do. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. What are your defense ideas for stopping Legendary Elise, and how were you able to make out on this season of Chaos Season? Interested to see what you guys' experience was, and this is your boy Tacho signing out. So, take care, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.